What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. For those of you new to the channel, my name is Vince Warburton and this is VW Fitness. I do fitness tech, supplement reviews, and lifestyle videos every single week. Now I'm going to give you guys a quick second to just quickly hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and the bell for those notifications so that you guys know when every new video releases. All right, here we go. So today's review, we are talking about the Metabolic Nutrition ESP pre-workout. Regular ESP pre-workout. And I did a review on their new ESP Extreme. You guys can check that out here in the card or the link down in the description. But basically, I reached back out to Metabolic Nutrition. I said, hey, I would love to keep reviewing some more of your products. I really enjoyed the ESP Extreme, and they offered to send me the ESP regular, I guess per se, pre-workout. So we are gonna put this through the ringer today. Very excited to give this a try. There are some positives and negatives with this pre-workout, but as you guys may or may not know, we break down the supplement review into 3 different parts. We talk about number 1, price, number 2, the ingredient label breakdown, essentially almost effectiveness sometimes, and obviously lastly taste. I think the last 2, effectiveness and taste, are going to be very subjective for every person. Everyone's going to react differently to different amounts of beta alanine, caffeine, etc., etc. So I don't typically like to talk about a lot of that too much because I think it's somewhat, like I said, subjective. But yeah, let's get right to it, guys. Price, this comes in at $31.99 for 30 servings. Now, the back of the label is very similar to the ESP Extreme. They have a 90 scoop, 45 scoop, 30 scoop. It's kind of misleading. In a sense though, honestly, I'm gonna look at this in terms of 30 scoops, and I think that's great. The price breakdown, guys, is $1.07 per serving, okay? That's the second cheapest pre-workout I've done in terms of a review. Right off the bat, price-wise, it's gonna be a 5 out of 5 for me. That's a really great price, especially for 30 servings. I mean, if you really wanna go 45 or the 90 servings, I mean, it's gonna be even cheaper. So overall price, I give that the A-OK 5 out of 5. Now, let's move into the ingredient label breakdown. This is where things take a really big dip for me. Unfortunately, they do use a proprietary blend, okay? And I've said this before about other pre-workouts that do this, not a huge fan. Now, what's interesting is the ESP Extreme actually is a fully disclosed label, so I'm not sure why they didn't do that with the ESP, or I guess updated the ESP pre-workout and kind of told us what all is in it in terms of how much of each active is in it. We are starting out with the ESP pre-workout proprietary matrix, and we are basing this on the extreme version, 1 large scoop at 10 grams. It's gonna start out with beta alanine citrate, this 1,3,7-trimethylpurine 2, which is essentially caffeine. I don't know why they're using the scientific names for these. It just sounds like it's more, I would say, intense than it really is to me. That's kind of how I would take that, or it's a marketing technique to kind of make it sound more extreme than it really is. Caffeine is caffeine. All right, so the next up we have this 3,7-dimethyl-1-H-purine 2, which is essentially theobromine. Again, one of those things that they're gonna, for some apparent reason, use the scientific name rather than what most of us can basically just call theobromine. Again, there's no amounts in here, so I can't really talk about if it's efficacious doses. I have no idea. So it's one of those really big deterring factors when I'm looking at pre-workouts. When I see something like this, I'm not a huge fan. But moving on, we have some N-acetyl L-tyrosine, some choline bitartrate, and then basically some hydration stuff, some calcium, magnesium, and potassium gluconate, and some sodium. So overall on this label, in terms of disclosure, they do say right here that 1 large scoop provides 500 milligrams of caffeine. So in terms of the 1,3-trimethylpurine, we're getting 500 milligrams. I still don't know how much beta alanine's in this. I don't know how much tyrosine's in this. I don't know how much theobromine's in this. I have no idea. I've looked it up online. It's not on their website. And it's really interesting to me that they would do this and not do it with the ESP Extreme, or like I said, go backwards and redo the label here. So yeah, in terms of the label, guys, I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5. It gets the lowest of the low score, and that's really disappointing when I come in here and I give it a 5 out of 5 in terms of price, and then the label is just a really big letdown. But I can't honestly say that this is a great label, or I think it's efficacious doses At least that's what they're telling me. You know, I have no idea what's in this. So essentially, guys, that's gonna be my label breakdown. I will talk about the effects. That's almost its own separate category. Again, I think that is subjective. It's gonna be different for everyone. Everyone's gonna kind of react differently here. All right, guys, so let's move right into taste. I went with the fruit punch flavor, and again, Metabolic Nutrition sent this out to me. And with that being said, I wanna give a big shout out and thank you to them for doing that. It's always great to get some product and be able to do these reviews and bring you guys the latest and greatest in terms of content. As well with that, this is a completely unbiased, unpaid, and honest review. I'm not being paid. They did not tell me anything to say specifically at all. Okay, there was no script given to me, anything like that. I definitely want to make sure I disclose that. I have never tried this. Okay, like I said, I did do the review on the ESP Extreme, and that was amazing. And pretty excited to try this because obviously it's a little bit cheaper, and overall, we'll see how we go. Now, this does come with a dual scooper, okay? Basically, you got the large and then the small guy. Again, I'm gonna base this on the large scoop because I am a stim junkie. And it recommends 16 ounces of water if you do the large scoop. We're gonna drop that right in here. Now, this thing is missing similar things that the ESP Extreme was missing, basically pump products. And I know a lot of people are looking for those sort of things, some glycerol, some citrulline, all those sort of things. And to be honest with you, I'm a huge fan of those pump products myself. So it's kind of a bummer to see, but I was kind of prepared to see that because the ESP Extreme is very similar in that regard, that has no pump products whatsoever in it. And I believe it's meant to be stacked. And that kind of, I guess, leads me into a future video that will be coming soon. Is basically Metabolic Nutrition did send me their ESP here and the PSP, if you guys can see that way back in here. And we're gonna talk about stacking both products together and just kind of how that works out and kind of breaking down that review here in the future. But today, like I said, we're talking about this ESP pre-workout. Give this a nice good shake. All right, so there's some little bit of some grains on the bottom here, nothing too crazy, not the worst I've seen. Definitely everything else mixes up very well. It should be an interesting day. We have a shoulder day today. I am still following the Shred app. If you guys want to check that out, I did a review on that here. Check that out for sure. All right, cheers. I gotta say, guys, the number one thing that I love about Metabolic Nutrition thus far is the flavor. And I'm a huge fan of the ESP Extreme Fruit Punch. And this tastes exactly the same. So as you guys may or may not know, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 just right off the bat. I don't even have to get into it. This is an incredibly tasting pre-workout, very smooth. Everything mixes very well. Like I said, there are a little bit of some grains on the bottom, but nothing that like I have to break down or I can taste in my teeth, anything like that. It just tastes phenomenal. Kind of sweet, but not too sweet, I would say. It's kind of in that perfect balance of sweet and a refreshing drink, which I can really appreciate. All right, guys, so I'm gonna smash this back. We're gonna head over to 24 Hour Fitness. We're gonna get a big shoulder day done, and I'll come back, give you guys my honest thoughts on the effects, if I felt any of the beta-alanine, some of the mood-enhancing ingredients within this product, and just kind of give you my overall thoughts if I think it's a buy. I think this is a very interesting review because 2 out of the 3 markers within my review are 5 out of 5, which is outstanding. And then obviously one of the more important things I would say is the label that's on the very lowest point. So I think really the effects is really what's gonna get it for me, get the win or get the loss. But yeah, let's head on over to the gym. We'll see you guys here in a few minutes. just finished up that workout. I know we were going to do the wrap-up kind of thing outside, probably post-workout, but I ended up stopping off at one of the supplement stores that's pretty close to 24 Hour Fitness. Just picked up a little light smoothie, but regardless, let's get to the effects. Let's get to if I would recommend, how everything went. Essentially, we did a shoulder and obliques workout. We followed a shred app workout, I should say. And essentially, I would say the workout went really well. So, you know, this does have 500 milligrams of caffeine. I don't know the amount of beta-alanine that I just took, but honestly, I didn't get the tingles. Maybe very, very slightly at the very beginning. It was pretty quick. I didn't really feel it that much. The sweat was really good. Honestly, with shoulders and arms, sometimes it's hard for me to really get a good sweat. The other thing is I didn't do a warm-up cardio because I walked the dog today for 40 minutes prior to going to the gym and doing this review. So to be honest with you, I just got in there. I did a little light warm-up with the shoulders and worked right into the movements. And to be honest with you, the pre-workout was decent. I wouldn't say like my focus right now is really great. I have no jitters. I have no stomach issues. So all of kind of the negative side effects that can happen have not happened. So that's good. But on the other end of things, in terms of effectiveness, I don't know if it's super effective, to be honest with you. For me personally, I would personally stick with the ESP Extreme. I felt tremendous effects from that. So in that regard, I'm not going to give this necessarily my seal of approval just because I think their other product is actually much, much better, way more effective, and I would highly recommend it. Now for the price point and the taste, 100% on point. All right, guys, so I'm going to wrap up the review here. Honestly, it's kind of a 50-50 with this one in terms of effectiveness and the label and all those sort of things. Personally, for me, I would not buy it. I would definitely go with the ESP Extreme. So with that being said, guys, if you guys want to give this a try, hit me up on Instagram at @TheVWFitness. Shoot me a DM. I'll shoot you out some samples. We got a ton of product here. Look forward to hearing from you. Leave a comment below if you guys want to get some samples as well. I can reach out to you there as well. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching the video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you smash that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe and bell for notifications. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.